60s. Their first manager was
Beatle Brad, I want to interrupt you because Huggy's just starting to YouTube you. He's going to put this on YouTube.
Hey, hi, Huggy.
This is the Dr. Doo-Wop radio show, and Beatle Brad is telling a little story about the Beatles.
Hi, Huggy. Yeah, well, anyhow, they were managed by Ellen Williams, and they played at the Kaiser Club. And did you know that they got busted? They got sent over to the German police station because one of the Beatles was underage. That was George Harrison. And
John Lennon.
No, it was Harrison, because Harrison was in his late teens. So anyhow, they went back to their hotel. Paul McCartney burned a condom up against the wall saying that we will be back, which they were a year later when they were managed by Brian Epstein. Where did they play? Star Club, Hamburg, Germany. And they were still over at the Cavern at that time.
And Brad, without Brian Epstein, there would have been no Beatles.
There would have been no Beatles
He's
if
really
it wasn't for Eppie.
got them over the hump.
John Lennon used to call Brian Epstein Eppie.
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 Meaning what?
Short for Epstein.
Okay.
Short for Epstein. The second tidbit was, you know, before George Martin produced with the Beatles, he produced for a comedy duo called the Goonies, led by the late Peter Sellers and Spike Mulligan. And they used to do shorts.
And was it Epstein that put the George Martin connection together, or was that the record company?
No, he put George Martin connection
because Brian Epstein was a local record store
he
owner.
Was NEMS.
And
it was owned by his parents too.
Back in that late 50s, early 60s, the record store was a great, intricate part.
Yeah, and they sold American records too.
They really influenced what the record companies were doing, as opposed to now where the record companies tell the record stores what they're doing. The record companies had their finger on the pulse. They knew what was happening.
When he saw the copy, My Bonnie, he says, I'm going to manage them.
Epstein discovered them via hearing them on hearing their record, or he saw the band live somewhere first?
He heard the record.
That's how
and then he went to the Cavern Club
to see the band live.
To see the band live. And then he says, well, I'm going to get them out of the letter suits, put them into ties and coats and everything, and make them famous. If it wasn't for Brian Epstein,
he had a vision.
No Beatles. He had the vision to make them famous.
That's quite the story.
That's the whole tippet. That's it.
Yeah,